Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. I hope you've been good. This one should be short and sweet, but I hope you get a lot from it. We're going to talk about likability today because, in my opinion, likability is the most underrated characteristic when it comes to advancing your career and making money quickly. I think that when we think about skills and we think about hard skills, so we think about what degrees do we have, what qualifications do we have, what certifications do we have, what technical skills do we have? We think about our hard skills. And more in the more recent years, we also think about soft skills, communication, problem solving, critical thinking. We've started to move over there. But things like being liked, I don't think people see that as a skill. I don't think people think it's a big deal. I don't think people really focus on it. However, I've been in this career thing long enough, 10 years in early years, and then I think 17 it might be now, or close to 17 in human resources and recruitment. And the one thing that I think is overlooked, the one thing that I think helps people get into rooms and get people talking about you in the right rooms is likability. No one wants to go to work every day and work with miserable people. Let's just start there. Are you that miserable person? No one gets up every day. We've got to work 40 hours a week. In my case, I don't work full time anymore, but when I was 40 hours a week with a miserable person, 40 hours a week with a miserable team, 40 hours a week with a miserable boss, that's the definition of toxic to me. No one wants to do that. We all want to be around likable people. And now when I talk about likability, I don't want you to think that doesn't mean you still need to kind of be good at your job, because there needs to be an element of being good at your job, especially at a certain level. However, we've all had that manager that was rubbish at their job, but because they were they've got promotions, they've got pay rises, and they keep climbing the ranks. We all know that there are so many of you currently listening today that are amazing at your jobs that keep getting passed up for promotion. Why? Are you likable? This is the truth. This characteristic is the unspoken rule. Are you likable? And some people are listen, I just want to go to work, do my job, Adele, get some good money. And some people want to climb the ranks. Some people don't. Some people don't want to move up the ladder, but they just want to make good money. Guess what? You're struggling to make that money that you want. But the person over there is getting it really easily, even though they do half of your input and have half your potential. Do you know what? Everyone likes them. I remember starting my current job and someone saying to my boss how lovely I was, how amazing I was, and how good at my job I was. She had been on a call with me for 15 minutes. She had no idea if I was good at my job, but her perception of me and her like of me made her believe that I was good at my job within a 15-minute conversation. I need everyone to think about this. Someone perceived me as being good at a job because I'm likable. This is what happens in real life. How many people have you seen get opportunities because they're likable? Because someone at the top likes them. Someone in the room that makes the decisions likes them. Not because they are great at what they do, but because they are liked. Your talent might get you in a room, but your character is what will keep you there. I'm going to say that one more time. Your talent might get you in a room, but it's your character that will keep you there. Being likable can help you in so many ways. Listen, if you've got everything else in line and you're still struggling with your career, it might just be this might be the missing piece. So I want you to listen. Get good at small talk. Even if you're an introvert or just hate small talk, you need to get good at small talk with the right people. Find out what they like, find out what they did for holiday, find out about their kids, find out all the things. Next time you speak to them, ask them about those things. Just be like, oh, I remember when we spoke last, you said you were going to Greece. How was it? People like talking about themselves. Everyone has an ego. Oh, that project you were working on, how did it come? How did it turn out? People like small talk. And even if there are people I know that say they don't like small talk, but they love their ego stroke, which is also small talk. Because to stroke your ego, I've got to give you a bit of small talk, or I've got to drop something in an email where I'm in the email saying, "Hiya, how are you? How was X, Y, Z? How are your kids? How's your wife? How's your family?" Like all the things. Small talk. People love it. Be memorable. You don't have to small talk with everyone. Like I said, some of us, we don't have a social battery that is that big. We can't do small talk with every single person, but we can do small talk with the right people. Listen, this is why likability is underrated. Because when people are speaking about promotions, opportunities, more money in rooms that you're not in, making decisions, if you're top of mind, you're the person they're talking about. How do you stay top of mind? Talent and likability. There are people being spoken about in the same room as the most talented people simply because they're liked. I know, so I've seen some of the most hardworking, talented workers get skipped for promotion because they're like, we can't really promote them because they're going to disrupt the rest of the team. The team's not going to like them. They're not going to be able to manage the team. Well, everyone's going to rebel and then we're going to lose other people on the team. Why? Because that person isn't liked enough. And a lot of you will be screaming, oh, but I should just be able to be good at my job. You should. But if you're great at your job as a leader, for instance, and you go and you're leading a team and no one on the team can work with you and they all leave, who are you now leading? Yourself? Then you become the leader who can't even lead anyone because every time you get a team, they leave because you're not likable. Likability is always missed. That missing ingredient. People don't think about it. Do the small talk. Remember people's personal business. Like I said, people like their ego stroke. Smile. I'm the first person to have resting bitch face. I am. I have RBF. There are times when it's there. However, at my job, I promise you, everyone's like, Adele's always smiling. Adele, why are you always so happy? Because no one wants to see a miserable person. I'm very aware that you should smile. I used to really have RBF all the time. Like just ugh. And if I'm sitting and I'm thinking for too long, I look like I might have like a mean face on. Like that can't be helped. Like if I'm on the train, if I'm going somewhere, yeah, I'm not always smiley, but at work, smiley. With my clients, smiley. Because why would I not want to make someone's day happier? Why would I not smile at you so you can smile back? Like you could be having a crap day and you just see my smile or hear me laugh and you're just like, oh my gosh, that made my day because she's just laughing her head off and she's so cute or she's so funny or she's so nice. Be a pleasure to work with. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I know I'm an absolute pleasure to work with. I am not a mizzo. I'm not complaining every minute. I want to try and see, can I help? Like, what can I do to make your day easier? Like, if I can, I'll try. I can't make everyone's day easier all the time, but if I can, I'll try. If I can, I will. Be a pleasure to work with. Hi Adele, I'm not sure if you've got capacity for this, but are you able to do this? Now, even if I haven't got capacity, I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to be rude either. I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. If I could, I would. I can't do that in the next like 3 or 4 days, but I might be able to do it for you next week. It really depends on how soon you need it. If I've got capacity, if I've got no capacity, it's simply no, I haven't got the capacity. I'm so sorry. But do you want me to see if I can find anyone else to help? Like, be a pleasure. I don't have to be rude and be like, oh my gosh, can't you see what I'm doing? I've got all this stuff to do. Oh, if you hate your job, say that. If you're miserable, say that. If life at home's hard, say that. But don't take it out on me when you come to work. Please, can you be a pleasure? We are all here stuck in the same place, doing the same thing, spending the same amount of time. Can you just be nice? Can you just be polite? Can you not be rude? I don't like working with rude people, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like working with people that have got an attitude. Don't like working with people who think they know more than everyone else. I do enjoy working with people that do their job, because if you don't do your job, that is going to be a problem for me because you need to pull your weight and are also nice. I want you to be nice and pull your weight. No one's promoting miserable people. You're just not. No one's giving miserable people the big, massive pay rises because they're tired of you. Guess what? When you're miserable, people notice less how good your work is. They notice much more how you made them feel. We all know that saying. That people might not remember what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel. Maya Angelou said something along those lines. I might be butchering it, I might not be saying it exactly, but it is so true. People may not remember what you have done or what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And that's why likability is so important. When you are liked, you stay top of mind for promotions and opportunities. You are spoken about in rooms where the decision makers are, and we want to be spoken about in those rooms because that's how we get the things we want. That's how we negotiate the bigger salaries. That's how we get the additional pension payments. That's how we get the extra annual leave. You guys, I've done a whole podcast on what we can negotiate, not just salary. There's so many things you can negotiate. Hours, location, like I want to be hybrid, I want to be remote. You need to be liked. You're asking for something against the norm. You need to be liked. You want 2 pay rises a year. That's not normal necessarily for your company. Your company might only do 1 a year. You need to be liked. No one's doing anything for you when you're not liked. What's that saying? You catch more bees with honey? Absolutely. Because nobody is doing anything for people they do not like. People aren't going to go out of their way to recommend you for a job when they don't even like you. People never say like, oh yeah, she's really good at her job, but she's miserable. Let's give her a promotion. What? No. People are like, oh my gosh, I love her and she's really good at her job. Think about how people speak about other people at your current company. Go and listen to the conversations being had. Look around you. How many people are in higher positions than you that aren't that good at their job? They're like, okay, mediocre. They might be decent at their job. They might be actually good at their job, but you know someone who's way better. But likability got that other person further ahead. Because they're likable, they know the right people. And that's what it is. A lot of you will be like, oh, yeah, because it's like a little boys' club or it's a girls' club. Or like, oh, she liked that person more. That's why they offered them the job. Yes, that's what happened. You weren't wrong. Yes, that's what happened. I've seen it. I've seen it through my career. I've not been doing this for like over a decade without seeing certain things. I've seen people interview candidates and have a marking scheme and manipulate the numbers for the people they like. I've seen it happen. You already know I've worked in some toxic places, so I've definitely seen it happen. I'm saying to you guys, likability is the most underrated characteristic. Be visible and be liked. Make sure people see what you're doing, can see all the receipts you've got, can see all your wins, but on top of that, be liked. Because you can have all the results in the world, but if no one likes you, no one cares. Are you liked? Not just by your peers, not just by your colleagues, but by your team, by senior management. You know what? When a manager's liked, they can get their team to do things that other managers can't. Like I've got my team to go above and beyond for me. I've had my team members stay late for me to help me with stuff because something's come up last minute because I'm liked. And I've had other managers say to me, I couldn't get my team to do that. Sis, sir, no one likes you. No one's staying late to help you. When I was managing temporary staff, I would get temps to go sometimes an hour and a half out of their way. I'd be like, I've got no one to go. I really need to fill the shift. It's a new client. They're an hour and a half away. Please just do me a favor. Adele, I'm only doing it because it's you. My colleagues would try and get that same person to do something for them that was like an hour away. Remember, I got them to go an hour and a half away. They'd be like, no, I'm not doing it. They would put me on the phone because they would be like, Adele, please ask them to do this for me. Why? I'm likable. When you're likable, when you show care for other people, consideration for other people, ask them how their day was. Simple as that. How are you? Can I do anything to help? Like, oh my gosh, I can see you're really busy. Is there anything I can do to help? I've finished my work already. Now I get it. When we finish our work, we want to scroll on Instagram and just hurry up and get the day over with. But do you know what? You can take them last extra 15 minutes that you've got and ask someone else if they need help on your team. Ask your boss if they need some help with anything. Just say you got all your stuff done. Can I help? I remember I always just get my work done really quickly at work. And I remember other team members would sometimes be like, you're making us look bad. I don't care. But then I would go to my boss and be like, is there anything else I can help you with? Guess what? That helps me get promotions and pay rises really easily. And on the flip side, when the staff were like, oh my gosh, you're making us look bad. Then on some days I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm not like, I'd laugh it off. And then I'd be like, do you want me to help you do anything? And then I'd help them and I wouldn't take credit for the help I gave them because I just wanted them to be on side because likability helps in every area of your career. So if you're following all the strategies that I share on the podcast, if you feel like you're doing all the things, even in interviews, you're doing all the right things, but did you smile? Could they see you working with you as being a pleasure? Or did you come across as someone who's going to be problematic and combative? Because even an interview, they are judging, can I picture this person on my team? I don't think she'll get on with anyone. I don't think he'll get on with anyone. Yes, we all just want to go to work and get our jobs done. I get it. But listen, sometimes what you want and what the reality is are not the same thing. You live in reality. You don't live in what you want. Things will change over time, but things do not change overnight. No one wants to work in a world where you have to like be friendly and nice to get ahead. But that's what the reality is. So live in the reality, work in the reality. The reality is there are plenty of people in jobs simply because someone else liked them, simply because they're friends with the boss, simply because they've known two people on the director's board for years and they're liked, not because they're good at the job. And guess what? You're the one who's good at your job and they're getting paid to manage you when actually you know your job, they don't. Half the time you're having to tell them what to do. We've all been there. I don't care what anyone says. We've all been there. Some of you listening are currently there right now. Likability is underestimated, it's underrated, and I want you guys to think about it the next time you think about your career. Throw in the likability. I'm not telling you to get rid of the other stuff, but throw in likability. You want your name spoken in rooms that you're not in. You want your name to be top of someone's brain when they're thinking of the next promotion, the next pay rise, when they're thinking of the best opportunity. They're like, oh, we've got this amazing project coming up where someone can go overseas or whatever and go and work somewhere for two months, or they're going to go and do this for 2 months and we're going to all expenses paid. Do you not want to be top of mind? Do you think if you're miserable, you're going to be top of mind? Absolutely not. Do you think if you're likable and good at your job, you will be? Do you think some people are just likable? They're not even good at their job, like I said, but they're top of mind. How are you being known in rooms that you're not in? How are you being spoken about in rooms that you are not in? Is it positive or is it negative? And likability will shift that. So, to wrap it up, stop being miserable when you go to work. No one wants to work with miserable people. I promise you don't want to work with miserable people, so neither do your colleagues. Everyone wants to feel like you're a pleasure to work with. When you go to your next interview, if they can't picture you on their team, picture you getting on with everyone, picture you being the best leader, the helpful leader, the friendly leader, the leader that gets the work done. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm the leader with the boundaries. I'm strict. I want stuff done. However, I'm also friendly, nice. I coach more than I don't dictate. I coach. I want people to get to the end result. So guess what? I have to be likable. I want people to help me out when things are going wrong. Guess what? I have to be likable. Just think about how you can incorporate that in your career. Think about, is that something that you're missing? Could that be the missing piece? Like I said, likability is underrated. Talent will get you in the room. Character will keep you there. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Speak to you in the next one. Bye. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.